We are now at the supercharger in Vinstra. Some of you guys have seen this before. So today, well, it's supposed to be really cold today, but it seems like it's not that cold. We'll find out. I'll show you more about that. But right now, it seems to be about minus 14 degrees Celsius. That's what I saw when I came here. But okay, so it's kind of hard for me to show you how cold it is, except that when I'm walking, you can hear the ground is crunching. Yeah, so I have supercharged the car to a little over 90%. I think it dropped below 90% right now. And you see, I used the window covers like we've seen before. And I want to make a reference test today to see how thirsty is a Model 3 when it's when we are camping in, well, cold-ish weather. And then I want to compare this with another car, actually an e-Soul with heat pump, to see the differences. But okay, let me show you inside. So okay, if you go inside here, I actually started recording for about 15 minutes ago. We were at 90.5%. So see, it has dropped now to 89.5%. Oh, what the heck? Really? So we already lost 1% after 18 minutes. The battery is hot. We just supercharged, but the car reported at minus 8 degrees Celsius. It was minus 14 when I arrived here, and then I believe this is a bug or feature. When stuff heats up and it dumps some of the heat, then it runs over the temperature sensor. I've seen this also in Model X and Model S. So yes, we just have to believe that, well, we will actually see eventually once stuff cools down that the temperature is in fact about minus 15 or whatever. I was hoping for minus 20 or even lower, but again, you know, because we had this global warming we have this winter, then we won't see that here. And when I set the car for sleeping, I will always lock from the inside, from the screen here. Then it's not possible for people from outside to unlock the door. And also, I go to safety and security, and I switch off security alarm until, yeah, otherwise it could, I mean, the sensor might sense that I'm in here and then beep, 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 2 at night. But at least that was for keep climate on. I'm not sure how camp mode works. Camp mode should disable. Well, actually, what does it say here? Yeah, actually, it says. Okay, it's kind of small here. I'll try to show you. It says that the car will stay on until battery reaches 20%. Sentry mode, security alarm, and walk away lock will be disabled. So, yeah. You don't have to worry about that. So actually, it's actually better to just switch these on, I guess, because sometimes I tend to forget to switch them back on again if I test something. So yes, let me see, did I forget anything? Yeah, and as for HVAC settings, if you put it on auto, the fans will go at higher speed, 3 usually. But I prefer having it at 2, and also the evaporator is off. And maybe even, well, and also I want to have this one on, so it outputs heat to the back of the car. And now we are in the back, and many of you guys have seen this before. It's the Evanex heat shield I use. So, okay, and then so many people comment that, yes, you know, you can put, if you put the reflective part towards the inside, then it will be better. Yes, of course, I know about that, but we have suction cups pointing outwards. To show you here, you see, so one does not simply reverse it. So yes, it would be better if they actually made a cold weather set instead. But so I use my jacket here to keep the feet warm, and then some bags or whatever. So we have covers for all the windows. Yes, and it's actually nice, and I can feel from this air vent that we have nice hot air coming from behind. I mean, so I actually had to lower the temperature to 19 and lower the fan speed to 1. So wow, it's quite nice and warm here in the back. Ooh, yeah, it's nice and comfy in here. So this will also be interesting to compare with the e-sole I will test actually tomorrow. Yeah, but now comes the first part, which is to sleep in the back here, and then we check the battery status tomorrow morning. So good night then. It's 9 in the morning. Yes, I just checked the stats again. So we have about 64%. And the first checkpoint was at half an hour past midnight. So that means after 8.5 hours, we spend about 26%. And that means 3% per hour. And based on 70 kilowatt hour available energy on this car, then it means that this car pulls about 2.2 kilowatt. Yeah, so 2.2 kilowatt to maintain heat in the cabin. That's kind of high. What is the outside temperature, by the way? It was colder. Yeah, it was. It's -8 now because the sun has gone up, but it was -14 this morning. So yeah, I think it's time to get up now. But 2.2 kilowatt. Okay, let's see if the e-sole can beat it tomorrow. Yeah, but let's see now how it is. So this is really nice and comfy here, man. It's so nice and warm. This is where I have it set on 19 degrees Celsius, and I didn't freeze at all. It's so nice and comfy in the back here. So I could almost sleep naked here. So these window shades, they make wonders. And also, yeah, it's still nice and hot air coming from the air vent here. And then you see, yes, camp mode for the wind. Okay, let's try to take out the window shade. Oh, moisture here. What about in the front? Wow, so it seems like the HVAC has been keeping the car pretty moisture free. Okay. Interesting. You see that now this display shows me 59% and it has a crystal symbol here because the battery is cold. But this one here actually shows me the real stellar charge, 63%. So, well, it means that the car knows that it is at 63%, but the battery is at 4 degrees Celsius. So this is very useful. It means that the 4% is locked. So once we heated the battery, then we get that capacity back. So when I measure the capacity, you see, if I look at this display before and after, it would seem like we lost more range and that the power draw was higher, but it was in fact the one I calculated because I scanned my Tesla. But let's see now what happens when we plug it in. Okay, let's move the car. I'm going to push the brake now. See all this. Okay, now it turns off everything, turns off camp mode. And it says that max discharge power is 235 kilowatts. So, well, it's because we have somewhat high-ish stellar charge, 63%. What else? Cell temp, regen. We have almost no regen. 3 kilowatt regen. And you see, when the car is stationary like this, then the afterburners here does not fire up. That's just how it's programmed. But you know, I did a mistake in the 24-hour video. I saw it now that when you leave the car with keep climate on, it will actually heat up the stators. So I didn't notice, but it did actually. When I left the car several times at night or in the evening, also in the morning, the stators fired up. I didn't know about it, and then it heated up the battery a little bit because you can see that the stators in the evening when the battery was cold, then obviously the stators does not heat up, because when the battery was still 30 degrees Celsius, there was no need to heat up it when I went for the burger. But eventually, when it cooled down to 10 degrees or whatever, lower, then it fired up the stators. I didn't notice that the stators were at 40 something degrees Celsius. So actually, for that test, I should try. Well, it means that if you want to camp and you use camp mode, hopefully camp mode does not fire up the stators. We can just test it actually afterwards. So it means that the power draw was in fact lower, and on the 24-hour test it was 1.3 kilowatt or something, but here it's 2.2, which is that why the heck is it so high? Well, because it didn't recirculate at all. It was just pulling in hot air all the time. And by the way, this one is incorrect. I mean, this one is incorrect. So I think the average heater power was around 2 kilowatt throughout the night. Yeah, instead of sometimes it should drop to only 1 kilowatt or less, 500 watts, and it should alternate like that. So again, the camp mode needs an improvement. It's good. I mean, the alarm didn't set off during the night, but it needs to be more efficient. It needs to recirculate and alternate between it. Wow. We are plugged in now, and you see it's supercharging. Let me close the door. I was about to leave, but you see it says that we are supercharging, but nothing happens. We did get no kilowatt in. So you see the stators here, they're fired up. The battery is still at 4 degrees Celsius. So right now it actually doesn't allow you to charge. Well, it's barely. So the battery is so cold, freezing cold, that well, this kind of makes sense. You know, we can only take 2 kilowatt or whatever, so it doesn't allow you to charge right now. It's heating up the battery. Oh wow. Okay, let's just wait for a bit and see what happens then. So it's been a little over 5 minutes, and it's charging at 7 kilowatts. So it takes awfully long time. And if you're in a rush, what you want to do is charge up in the evening when the battery is nice and cold, especially in cold weather like this. If in California, then I guess it doesn't matter too much. You will still get, I don't know, 40 kilowatts, especially if you're at lower state of charge. But yeah, so it slowly heats up right now. And the one you see here, by the way, is not these two together. No, these two are not counted in that one. So we are actually getting 7 kilowatt into the battery, but this is going to take a while. But after 5 minutes, it still took okay, well, okay power. It's 8 now, so it's slowly increasing. But we will not waste the time here. We will start driving. So see, now we are not plugged in. I unplugged, and the afterburner stopped. Well, you guys know it. We don't have to show you. If you are in keep climate on and you leave the car, it will fire up the afterburners. I will try camp mode. Actually, we should also try dog mode. But let's try dog mode. Actually, does it make any sense? Really, with dog mode to preheat the battery? Let's see. So we have to move away from the car. I guess. Well, eventually, this is a bit weird. Eventually, the car will lock itself. There, it locked. But you see that? Yeah. Okay. Now the climate is on. It actually says dog mode. Yeah. Oh. Okay, now if we go back to the car, let's see if we hear that distinct high-pitched noise. I can check. Huh. Interesting. So the afterburners, they run in dog mode. I couldn't hear it right away, but actually now I hear it. Yes, it's a high-pitched noise. So in dog mode, the afterburners run, and then if you open the door like this, come back, it will immediately shut down. So now we know with dog mode. What about with camping mode then? Let's try again. Okay, same procedure. You leave the car. I don't know why it's programmed like that with dog mode. But we have to check again. See, once we get out of the keys, the Bluetooth keys range, then it should lock. And come on, how long does it take? Shit, how far do I have to go this time? Let's just walk for a little bit. Maybe it's not updating. It should lock. And oh, you know what? I forgot about it. In camp mode, the walk away lock is disabled. You have to pay attention. I mean, you have to be careful, because if you accidentally put the car in camp mode and then you walk away, then the car is unlocked. It stays unlocked. Well, I forgot about that one. But what about the afterburners? Okay, they're not running. I see, they're not running. Okay. What if I lock the car? Will it run then? So, if it's not running, it means that the afterburners hasn't been working this night at all. Yeah, I can see now the afterburner is not running. So it seems like camp mode is different than the keep climate and the other mode, dog mode. Okay, good. All right, we are on the way now, and I've decided to skip Øya and go to Lillehammer, because Lillehammer also has some 150 kilowatt grønn kontakt charger, so that will be better for the e-sol test. We will stop at the exact same point, but you see, we start preconditioning now. So the battery during the trip has been slowly heating it up from the rear stator, rear and the front stators, mostly from the rear stator. Whoa! Phantom braking! Shit! There was a truck there. But right now we have the front and the rear motors. They are working now to heat up the battery. So I was surprised that yes, it did maintain 13 degrees. It was actually slowly crawling up, but now that we are preheating, then the heat in the battery goes up way faster. So it's going to be interesting to see how warm the battery is. And we actually started preheating already 40 kilometers away from the supercharger. So this is something that very few EVs will do. I think I heard that the e-tron will do it before navigating to and the EQC, yeah, before navigating to a known fast charger or whatever, Ionity charger or something. Okay, we arrived at Lillehammer now, juicing up, and we are getting, it's slowly ramping up, 79 kilowatts. You see, the battery is at 24 degrees Celsius. Ideally, it would be better if it was even warmer, but I'm not sure why the car didn't decide to preheat even earlier. But you see, now the stators are running, it's heating it up. So, okay, about 80 kilowatt then. Okay, not too bad. Okay, we've been charging for 18 minutes. We're still maintaining 60 kilowatt. It was fairly flat here. So you see, this is only possible because it heats up the battery. So the battery is at, it's hard to say, yeah, 41 degrees Celsius. But we have more than enough juice to go home now. So, and by the way, the consumption from Vinstra to Lillehammer was 194 because it spent extra energy heating up. When I started driving, it was actually around 175 or something. Yeah, but okay, let's go back home. Now, I will not drive this way because there's too much road construction, so I'll drive via Gjøvik. So let's see what the consumption will be once we are back in Oslo. We have been driving for 15 minutes and the traffic, man, it's Norwegian drivers, yes. Well, we just happen to have a Danish driver in front of us, but slow Norwegian drivers. So you see, the speed has been hovering around 70 to maybe 80 kilometers per hour. But because of that, there was the consumption is low, 150 watt-hour per kilometer only. So I guess we just have to be patient. There will be an overtaking zone soon. We are getting close to Gjøvik right now, and I just noticed something. If we look here, recirculation is on. It's been on for the last 15 minutes at least. And you can see that the power draw, well, again, the heater is incorrect, but at least it should be pulling about 1 kilowatt or less than 1 kilowatt instead of 2 kilowatt, you know. So this is the magic. Well, it's not really magic, but this is what I've been talking about, that we want the car to cycle between recirculation on and off in camp mode, so that it will save energy, because this is probably the reason why the consumption is 153. The other reason is because we are driving 15 kilometers per hour under the speed limit. There was a Zoe there, a Sunday driver, driving so slow, everyone else was stuck behind the Zoe. Yes, but anyway, so it's interesting that the car chooses to, oh, okay, you see now the recirculation is off. So it will cycle, it will figure out about the moisture in the car and everything and do the whole thing. So now we should see that the heater might go up a little bit. 600, yeah, you see it's ramping up now as it has to pull in cold air, because it is in fact -7 degrees outside. So I was surprised that the power for the heater was that low. So okay, let's just keep driving then. We are back in Oslo now, and I see that we spend 161 watt per kilometer to get here. Man, in winter, yes. Well, actually, it was quite winterish. At most of the time, it was -8 on the trip. And then, of course, here was +4, yes. Global warming for the win. So I was hoping to try to sleep in the car in -20, but it just didn't happen today, or yes. So at least -14, that was the lowest I recorded. So then there will be a follow-up video with the e-Sol, and then we'll see how efficient is the heat pump and how efficient is the car also when it's driving. And what about charging speed? Yes, will it Colgate? And if it does, how bad is it? So yes, I think that's it for now. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you for watching, and talk to you later.